Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Jojo, Last of a Dying Breed / Dior. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Reviews Season 12. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a pretty good episode for you today. We're talking about JoJo once again. Now, this guy's music, like pissing in the rain, or in the wind, that's what the album's called. Apparently this album's out. There's been some music videos. I don't really want to review this album, to be honest with you. The only album review I'm, really doing is going to be J. Cole's album review later down the line. Most likely that's going to be coming out like Wednesday or Thursday night, around there. Sometime in the weekend, I'll get that out as soon as I can. I am a little messed up right now. My voice might not be the best, might be the greatest. It is evening time. I'm trying to get back together, trying to, do my thing. I'm kind of recovering from the Super Bowl, which I want to talk about. We will be talking about the Super Bowl because, there really isn't that much to talk about with this song. I'm just going to be honest with you. We're going to go over it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over my gripes, how I feel about fucking Joji's music. But I do want to talk about the Super Bowl also, so I will be giving my thoughts on that. Now, I was really hoping for this one to be more of a song. It feels like every Joji song I put on, I'm just left here kind of just wondering, well, when does the beat start? When do the drums start kicking in? When does this beat actually start sounding like a fucking beat? And then I'm left very fucking disappointed because guess what? Well, I did not get that at all. Now, I guess, if you're a pop fan and you don't really listen to a lot of these more like, I would say this is more like opium, kind of like, kind of some like King Carson like production, the way the beat is, the way the synths are, the way the 808s are, the way all the effects come in and they come out, and the way the drums, they all come together. So if you like that type of music, this is like a cool like beginning start for you. But I just feel like if you're gonna do all this crazy ass production, at least, I don't know, sing over it, at least, flow on it, do something with it. That's my big problem with Joji's music, is that I'm just left here going like, man, I wish there was more to this song. You have a nice little starting point. You have some nice ass guitar synths, you have some nice ass synths that sound really good, you have some nice ass 808s. The drums, in my opinion, could use some work. I mean, the drums could, add a little bit more to the atmosphere, etc., but all the elements here do sound pretty alright. Just wish there was more singing. Wish there was just something to really set this apart. I run into the same issue with, an artist like Tame Impala. They dropped a song recently. And I might review it, later down the weekend or week. We'll see how, all the music coming out.
Kraft Mac and Cheese is better than 90s hip-hop. We'll remind you of your childhood without making you feel incredibly old. Kraft Mac and Cheese. Best thing ever.
But that's another thing, too. It kind of blows my mind. Artists, make these crazy-ass, like, abstract, really, like, out-of-this-world kind of ethereal kind of instrumentals. And then they kind of don't do anything with it with vocal-wise, Like, the instrumental has too much going on, has too many different elements where, obviously, Joji's not going to sound good on here. So guess what? You're not going to really sound good on this song. So you know what they do? Well, they add a little bit of a phrase, they add a vocal phrase, and they just kind of loop that over and over and over again. So you just get those things looping and looping and looping, and there's just not really nothing setting it apart. And then the beat switch, there's like a second song, which not really a second song. It's more like the synths like, go, like, you know, like, the volume on them, you know, like, the pitch of them kind of just go down, and then you hear more of that bass come in, and then you hear more of those drums start to kick in, and then, you know, JoJo actually, you know, has deeper vocals, actually, you know, has some nice deep vocals that sound pretty fucking alright, you know. Again, it's just repeating a phrase over and over and over again. So overall, when we talk about JoJo, Last of a Dying Breed / Dior, this instrumental, you know, has some things going for it, but this song is just kind of okay. Kind of just gets the job done. Beat switch is not really doing it for me, so overall, I'm just going to give this song like a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, guys. What y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure y'all follow, turn on notifications, guys. And let me get my quick thoughts about the fucking Super Bowl before I get out of here, because I just have to get it off my mind. Man, you know, I was really hoping for a decent Super Bowl. You know, I was kind of going for the Patriots to beat the Seahawks, because I was thinking, you know, everybody's saying the odds are low. You know, this isn't going to happen. You know, this isn't, you know, the Patriots can't beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks on such a dominant run. So, I went with the Patriots, hoping I'd get an underdog type story. No. The Patriots got what they deserved, I guess. Because if you play terrible in the playoffs for, like, the whole entire time, and once you get to the Super Bowl, you know, and then you get fucking decimated. But I'm really disappointed that this is the second year that I've watched the Super Bowl in the 2025 and 2026, even in the 2020, you know, 2024 one too, you know, like, I feel like I've been watching, you know, like, teams just, you know, decimate the other team, and it doesn't feel like a fucking game. It doesn't really feel like a fucking football game. I mean, it was bad. I mean, most of the time, the Patriots were at 0. The Seahawks didn't even score a touchdown until way later in the fucking game. It was just not a very fun Super Bowl to enjoy. I had a good time, you know, having a great time, you know, watching the Super Bowl, you know, seeing all the environment. And then I just got to talk about these AI Super Bowl commercials. I fail to understand why we are making AI commercials that look so terrible. They look so fucking bad. They make no absolute fucking sense. It's like I'm watching a dystopian reality, you know, being placed onto my fucking eyes. Some of these commercials make absolutely no fucking sense. How is this supposed to, like, advertise anything to me? How is this supposed to make me feel anything when I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at? Alright, I literally watched a Super Bowl commercial where, you know, an AI, like, woman robot was, like, talking about, you know, trying to improve a mother's relationship, and then it just turns into, well, hey, you could go find Kruger's at this or whatever, I can make a list, a dating profile, and it's just like, man, these fucking ads suck ass, and they're fucking weird, and they look fucking awful. Like, this is what y'all want to spend all the money on? This is what we want to spend all of our money on AI when the AI shit looks this fucking terrible? Makes no sense to me. Overall, I wish there was a better Super Bowl. I was hoping, you know, now it's not the Chiefs or the Eagles, that, you know, it could actually be a pretty good Super Bowl. But it's kind of like the Chiefs and the Eagles, but I guess the Seahawks are the Eagles and the Chiefs are the Patriots, and, you know, it's like, damn. It kind of just happened again, you know, a team just gets shut out early in the game, and it's just kind of whatever. So overall, guys, I will say you have a good one. And thank you for listening to this podcast episode. Thank you for listening to my rambling thoughts. We will be back on schedule tomorrow with, you know, probably with some J. Cole. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll say you have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.